Environmental and human population changes are reshaping the landscape of vector-borne disease pathogens in our pets, such as Lyme disease and heartworms. Antech Senior Professional Services veterinarian Brad Ryan joins us with tips on how to protect our pets from these increasingly common pathogens. Thank you so very much for joining us today. I really appreciate your time. So why are we seeing an increase in vector-borne diseases now?
Well, especially for Florida, what I want you to be aware of is that these ticks, these mosquitoes, what we call vectors that transmit diseases to animals, including us, are moving into parts of the country where they weren't previously found. And so we know that we have heartworm from mosquitoes in the northern part of Florida, but what we're also seeing is a very slowly progressive increase in diseases that are transmitted by ticks, including Lyme disease. So it's just that slow projecting, outward projection from their previous range into new parts of the country like Florida that we're worried about.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because, from my understanding, Lyme disease was basically more like a northeastern situation and less of like a North Florida situation. So you're telling me now it's like moving its way down into North Florida?
Well, the Companion Animal Parasite Council does a forecast map every year based on all the 10 million or so tests that we run on dogs around the country. And so right now it's sort of like a blob, right? It's moving south, it's moving west. So the new area that we're worried most about right now is North Carolina, from the south, the southerly progression, and then eastern or westernly into Tennessee. But remember that you have people that are driving down for snowbirds, for example, anybody that's going on vacation and they're bringing their pets from Lyme endemic regions, they're bringing their parasites with them as well. So I think that there's very likely an under-testing issue that's going on in the state of Florida. I would not assume that the risk is not there.
Gotcha, that makes sense. Okay, so what can pet owners do to remain vigilant? Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, the most important thing that might be new for pet owners in Florida is to request a vector-borne disease screening test for your pet when you go in for your pet's annual exam. Ask that your pet be screened for heartworm, Lyme, other tick-borne diseases, and most importantly, make sure that your pet is on year-round heartworm and flea and tick prevention so that if they do get exposed to one of these vectors and those diseases, that they're protected from them.
Gotcha. Okay, so how do I know if my pet has been exposed to vector-borne diseases?
When it comes to tick-borne diseases, really any subtle sign that your pet is not feeling well, maybe they're more lethargic than normal, not eating as much as normal, it can be very, very subtle. So anything that is outside the realms of normalcy, I would make sure that you have a conversation with your veterinarian about that. Lyme disease can cause an arthritis that comes and goes. Heartworm disease, which we do have throughout the northern part of the state, can cause a persistent cough and other signs of heart failure.
Gotcha. Okay, so how do pets get infected, and can the pets transmit these diseases to people?
So it only takes one tick that stays attached to your pet. Depends on the tick and the disease, but 24 to 72 hours on average is the length of time that it takes to transmit a disease. So as long as you inspect your pet for those ticks and you pull them off in a timely manner, that goes a long way to keeping them protected. As far as can you get these diseases from your pet, the answer is not directly, but you share a common environment when you're going outside and enjoying the great outdoors with your pet. And something else that happens a lot is that the dog comes into the house and brings the ticks with them, and then that tick might decide to take a little walk in the house and find you.
So how often should my dog be tested for diseases like Lyme? And do we have to have our pets tested if they've been on heartworm and flea and tick prevention?
So right now, veterinarians are recommending that every dog in America be screened once a year for exposure to heartworm as well as the most common tick-borne diseases. And really, what was the second part of the question? I'm sorry.
So the second part of the question is, do I have to get, do I need to get like heartworm tests and things like that if they've been on flea and tick prevention?
Well, the answer is yes. I mean, even if your pet has been on prevention, even if they've been vaccinated for Lyme, there's always a chance that these drugs can lose their effectiveness over time. And, when I was working in private practice, even the most vigilant owners sometimes missed a month by accident. You get in a hurry in the morning when you're running off to work and you thought that you gave Fluffy the heartworm prevention or the flea and tick prevention, and it turns out you didn't. So because of that concern around year-round compliance, we also recommend that your pet be tested every year, even if they were on prevention.
Gotcha. All right, thank you very much for the conversation today. It's very, very informative. So where can we go to learn some more information?
Yeah, head over to petsandparasites.org to learn more about what vector-borne diseases might be a concern for you in your part of the country. And then to learn more about the diagnostic testing options that exist for vector-borne disease screening, head to antechdiagnostics.com. That's ANTECH diagnostics.com.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time this morning. We really do appreciate it. And guys, if you want to catch this segment again, just head over to First Coast News Plus.